I know what you're thinking. Josh, where's your watch, man? What's going on? And whilst that may be true, I'm actually instead referring to this daytime recording. Unfortunately, my car talks from yesterday had no sound. The mics didn't have any battery. And I only found out after the fact when I went home. But that's life for you. What are you going to do? So I'm just going to record my car talks post the day after on my way to uni instead. So now that preface is out of the way, let's get to the real meat and potatoes of this video. This shirt I'm wearing, not sure if you can see past the seatbelt, but it says diagnosed with Slay-DHD. Maybe put a photo here as well. This little shirt my roommate gave me. So Slay-DHD of course refers to ADHD, which I've been diagnosed with about 5 months ago. Now that's actually a little bit later in life than most people get diagnosed, but I don't really regret that. I feel like I've got the maturity nowadays to sort of deal with a label like that, not feel like it burdens me, not feel like to realize that I'm still unique. I'm not just identified purely by the label of ADHD. And to sort of help you understand like what I mean by that is when it comes to diagnoses of just mental health conditions in general, all it means is you have a certain amount of traits, you meet the threshold of traits, and if you meet those, then you get a diagnosis. But equally so, you could have traits but not classify for diagnoses. Or if you, let's say you pulled up the DSM-5 PDF, randomly went to one of the pages, and you were looking through like, I've got this trait and that trait and this and that, and well, just goes to show that we're all unique people. I'm unique, you're unique, and traits don't really traits are more insights into who you are, more so than just purely labels and identifications of what you are. Now, what was I going to say? Oh, that's right. There was a study done recently on like CEOs of top dog companies, and what they found was a lot of them had psychopathic traits, which you might think is a little bizarre, but that kind of makes sense. Being a CEO of these companies, you have to deal with high stress situations. You can't be burdened by your emotions like us everyday folks are. So people that are fit for those roles can deal with those high stress, high emotional situations. That doesn't necessarily mean they are psychopaths. It just means they have those traits. So hopefully that analogy sort of makes sense, I guess. In terms of just my pure ADHD diagnoses, I think all it's done is just help me better understand who I am as a person, how my brain chemistry works. ADHD is just a brain deficit disorder, lack of dopamine production, obviously affects executive functioning, time blindness, motivation to do tasks, but it affects everyone differently. It's a little spectrum, just like autism as well. Spectrum of ADHD, females are impacted differently to males, so lots to go into there, but I think I've mentioned Slay-DHD enough. I want to talk a little bit about the Wario tech I was thinking about yesterday for the tournament. Now, I'm kind of going through a little bit of like a clip error at the moment, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's really captivated my interest in just pushing my advantage state a bit more, being more creative with the routes I take. Like, for example, rather than just going for another up air, maybe I use nair or fair to send off for a tech chase on a platform, or try read their double jump and go from there. So just naturally me getting interested in that and enjoying the game has led to me improving in that aspect. I think I've had a lot of fun just like posting all these random clips I've been getting, and found a lot of success with that. Not just in terms of the clips as well, I've actually just been more interested in the game as well, like learning all these little niche facts about my character or just general things in the game. Like, for example, did you know that when the Wario bike explodes into all its parts, it's kind of random how the parts despawn. So basically when the parts have no momentum, that's when they despawn. But when they get sent off into like random directions, you might have like the little wheel bounce off the platform, fall off, bounce a bit more, or maybe the big wheel survives longer. So I mean, Cyrcadia didn't have to include that in the game, but pretty fucking sick that he did. Nice little tidbit, I suppose. That I don't know. There's a lot to this game, I think, and that's why I think it naturally captivated my interest initially. Out of all the games I've been playing in the past, like, things aren't set in stone. There's lots of room for exploration and creativity, and yeah, that's why I think Smash is so special. What can I say? So what I went into the tournament yesterday with was I was thinking about two things. So first of all, combo DI. I really wanted to cement the habit of just DIing out for combos, because I was liable of just sometimes DIing in at low percents, just as a bad habit. So I just wanted to get that out, focus on that. And the second thing was, yeah, just my advantage state, being more cognizant of where I'm sending my opponents, like what follow-ups I could do from there, like what sequences I could do. And yeah, I mean, I was pretty happy with how the tournament went in the end, but I'll leave that for the car talk after the tournament. There'll be a VOD review for you guys, but for me, I'm literally just going to record this straight after. So, catch you after. Okay, welcome to the VOD review portion of the video. This is probably the aspect of the video I'm most inexperienced in. I actually did a few car talks for like 2 to 3 months before I even recorded my first video, whereas my first VOD review was my first video. So this is definitely an aspect I'm willing to learn in, and I think I'm improving on as well as these videos go along. I wanted to VOD review College Dropout number 48, which is the tournament I attended on Wednesday. However, the stream is a bit unfortunate because my section's laggy, but it ended up cutting off early as well because Jafar's data ran out. So, unfortunately, because it's a bit laggy, I'm going to save that for next week when the YouTube VOD gets uploaded. For now, what I'm thinking of doing is an idea given to me by JP, aka Nostromo Cult. Absolute mad lad, recommended I just VOD review a pro game. So that way I guess I'm less reliant on the stream games to VOD review. I'll always have something to sort of look at, study at, and sort of learn the game with. So to structure this VOD review, what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to go into this with like 2 themes in mind. So what I'm thinking for this game, which is at BoBc 7 in Canada, how does Glutonny deal with Spargo's pressure, and how does Glutonny keep his advantage state going? Like, how does he push it as much as possible? Those are sort of the themes I want to go into this video thinking about. So, excuse me, without further ado, let's do this.
Number 3 is upon us. Spargo's able to answer back.
It goes without saying. Obviously, I want to be cognizant of Cloud's back air. Juggling as well at low percents is really nasty. Lots of flame traps, and up tilt's nasty as well. Yep, so right now, Glutonny's getting pretty pressured. Actually, how do you get that nair there? Let's see, so he hits the ground. Oh. Then manages to nair there, and that's how he finds it. That's interesting. Okay, pretty scary spot, manages to go under for the limit. Yeah, good recognition. Doesn't panic there either, like, just falls off, holds the chomp, P reverse. Very nice. Okay, well, that evens things up. We'll see how Glutonny pressures from here. So, I mean, that fair there, just recognizing there's nothing to get off of because he's drifting backwards here. So, we're probably going to land about here, so can't reach with nair or fair or up B, so recognizing not to just do anything, just to dash back and reset up, go back to neutral. I think sometimes I'm gullible of just rushing things. Okay, tries to get the nair. Yep, This is the frame trap up airs we're talking about, but what I like from Gluto there, he's just drifting out. I notice keep drifting out, even expends double jump to just make sure he just gets out of there, because I think he's happy either just going to the ledge or going straight to the corner. He's okay with that. He'd rather that happen than getting juggled at this percent, because Cloud up air is so good. But I managed to get a reversal when he drifts back in with fair. Let's see how he keeps his advantage. So he gets fair up air, up air, true combo. See, so immediately after he like lands here, he jumps to set up, and then as soon as he sees the double jump in to center stage, that's when he reacts to jump up and get it. Very nice.
We parry those, but okay, that fair just a little too slow. Yeah, little late to the party.
Okay, just pressuring. Oh my god. He's insane.
I do like that idea that we would push him way far away from stage, extra damage, and he still would have forced him to use the limit. So good stuff right there from Gluto.
Oh, I like that tomahawk. Wow.
And he still would have forced him to use the limit. So good.
Yeah, just landing, and then if you didn't know, like, if you land and hold a direction, your character will like auto turn around, so it gives you a chance to, well, as soon as you land it, whatever direction you want to go in, you just hold that as soon as you land. It's mucked me up in the past because I've been trying to drift away, say, and then I'm holding out, but then I want to face inwards, so drift back, then hold in as soon as you land to change your turn around. So I like that mix up as well. Alright, good parry.
Spargo's existence, that is how you just find that small opening and turn something little into a lot.
It's actually this big Gluto mode right now, man.
Bite time, bite time.
Oh my god, barely living with the eye there.
Okay, what's the option?
Yeah, chooses to stay on the ledge, which is good, but classic situation here. Spargo's got a limit at this high percent. Up B's going to kill, so this spot right here is super nasty. Up B will just, you can hit most things except like jump air dodge basically, or like making them like react too fast. If they're ready to react on a hair trigger, you can get them to react, I guess. Otherwise you just wait, maybe try to burn their resource if you can, let them use the limit and then try to come back. Fortunately, it doesn't manage to get past there, but had the right idea. Nice. Down to dash tag, not killing because he's center stage. It's pretty long. I like that, just neutral gate ups again, even though he's been punished for it.
That is how you cover the ledge if I've ever seen it myself. Okay, back here though, right here. Yeah, you're not.
Oh, I like the idea though, like he recognized to sort of just stay just outside like back air range here, I think is what he was going for. So that maybe you can set up a nair, but Spargo doesn't do that, he just lands then does a side B. That cuts the back air early. Alright, Spargo keeping center. It's a pretty scary spot, but obviously Gluto's got the waft, so he's going to be patient, see if he can get it. Oh, has to burn it.
That was his comeback option. He's going to just do this straight up. Honest gameplay coming out from the Wario. He's done it before, but it's going to be that.
He's just chilling around by here, like if Spargo hits it in a like an awkward way with fair or bear, it just gives Glutonny a chance to set up something like dash under up tilt, or just catch him with like a rising thing for a punish. Okay, up throw up air. Oh, caught the double jump there. Oh, right, good recognition there. So yeah, good job knowing when the up airs weren't going to be true, so he just elects to wait a second, then come back up. Okay, still living. We're happy to take shield grab because we're not going to die. Spargo's throws, so that's the preference. Interesting to see how he's sort of using like inlets like parrying, or like if he gets a landing area, maybe he does down to it, maybe he pressures again, because obviously Cloud has pretty slow frame data but big hitboxes. Not up B out of shield though, frame 7. But just being smart about it, like knowing when to pressure, when to back off, not trying to overrush things, like drifting with Spargo. I don't know, lots of little insights in there. Obviously, it's a high-level game, so there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than I'm even aware of. But what I try to do is just try to take little aspects or inlets of how like a pro player is playing, what spots is he picking, how what I would do in a certain situation differs from what they're doing, little things like that. So yeah, overall pretty fun game to watch, and probably next week I'll review that Tauken set. So see you then. Long time no see. Well, at least for you guys, you had the VOD review, but for me, just recording this straight after. And yeah, I was really happy with the tournament last night. I actually did a lot of socializing, I think, rather than just purely playing friendlies. Like, I just found a lot of fun just like interacting with a lot of people in the community. Like, I was helping Jafar out, the main TO of College Dropout, like doing his payments, like taking payments from people. But it's so good to just take payments from people because it's a good excuse to just socialize with them. I'll just take the payment, have a little conversation, move on to the next person. Like, I don't know. I think it's something very unique to the Smash community, at least in my eyes, is because it's a very IRL game. I've built a lot of friendships and like a lot of community relationships, and yeah, it honestly is a big factor of why I've stuck around and I'm still doing tournaments, and why I'm going to Phantom 2025, which is a major in Melbourne. In July, towards the end of July. I'm going to go over with some of my friends, and I think that's going to be a really fun time. I'm really looking forward to that. So in terms of the actual tournament results, let's just break down some of the games. Here's my path here. Now, my first opponent was Tauken, and that was actually streamed. So that was probably what I VOD reviewed, assuming I could get the VOD. The stream was a bit iffy. We'll see how that goes. Otherwise, I'll review a pro game. Shout outs to JP, aka Nostromo Cult. He, Crackers Cunt gave me the idea that instead of relying on just getting stream games and VOD reviewing my own games, I could just VOD review some pro games or some, instead, basically, like to sort of get insights from them, which makes so much sense. Honestly, I should send that guy some money for that, because that was a Crackers idea. But anyway, back to the game. So I first versed Tauken's Pit. I sort of stomped him in the first two stocks, but the last stock he really sort of put it together. Like, he was playing a lot better, a little bit more composed. And that followed through into the Captain Falcon game he played game 2, which is like his usual main. And yeah, I was pretty nervous because he was playing hot, I would say. Like, he was like doing a lot of good tech, creating good situations, and I went for a waft on his up smash, but because he like hurt box shifted, it actually missed. So that was a pretty tense game, but I was fortunate to close out there, and yeah, really good games from him. I was quite happy with those. After versing Tauken, I versed Tihi, their Link. So they're the best player in Perth. So obviously we seeded to lose, but I was quite happy with how I held my own against her. Like, especially game 2, I think I had a lot more answers for things she was doing. I wasn't getting like overrun as much, so had a few more answers for like Link Nair or sort of catching Tihi with her movement, finding my spots. But she was playing way better than me, and kudos to her. After getting 0-2'd by Tihi, I versed Seb. We had a huge tennis talk before we played. Not in a game of tennis, just tennis, pure tennis, the sport. Talking about Roland Garros and all that jazz. But when we actually got into the game, he played Jigglypuff first game, then I beat his Jigglypuff. He beat me with Kirby, then I beat his Kirby. So ended up winning 2-1 there. Pretty close game. Was happy with how, against Seb, like I wasn't, like usually I feel like I'm very aggressive against him, and it can kind of frustrate him a bit how like Wario can just really force the issue and burst. But I actually played a bit slower and found better spots, better I don't know, locations to pressure or mix up or maybe shield or just find my spots in general. So yeah, quite happy with that. After Seb, went into Will's Sonic, and yeah, I've been versing Will's Sonic I'd say pretty consistently, probably every fortnight or 3 weeks or so. But every time I verse him, it just seems better and better. Like I seem to be playing a lot better, like holding my own. I know what to do in more situations these days. And I think I surprised Will game one because I went into it with a different strategy than before. I used to purely just use fair to sort of contest Sonic Spin Dash, but I kept losing out when I did that. And I realized it's actually better to use Nair 1 for that, because when you use Nair 1, he does the arms, Wario does his arms out, and his belly's a hitbox as well. So it actually beats out Sonic's negatively disjointed Spin Dash. Whereas fair, because he just sticks his foot out like this, sometimes I can get hit under or above, and I think Nair's just better there. And just that small thing was enough to sort of like change the aspect of the game. And I was quite happy with like how I was playing around Will, and like for example, like when it comes to homing attack, I wasn't gullible of like always having it cognizant in my mind, but sometimes I would punish him for when I think he would do it. So I was finding that nice balance of not letting it like overburden my mind or not. I was getting a lot of good up airs as well, like good frame traps. Like there was one situation where he was coming down, I just full hopped as I was coming down and went for an up air, which he fast fell, air dodged through, but then I just landed immediately down tilted, got something there. So very happy with like how I was playing that game, even though I lost 0-2. I don't think it reflects like the quality of the games and just how much I'm sort of improving over time when it comes to at least that matchup and just in general. So yeah, quite a fun little tournament. Not really much more to say, to be honest. Yeah, I'm just having a lot of fun with the game, and that's all it is, to be honest. I love this game and love the community. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next Friday.